What's up, YouTube? For today's video, we're with full lowest special defense stat Pokemon team. This is the last lowest stat team that I have to do. I probably should have done this in the last gen, but I actually never got around to it. Now, there's a couple of Pokemon that aren't in the game here, so I just include the ones that were in the game. And Amalia, this one is for you. Thank you very much for being a Patreon. If you like your own custom theme team or Pokemon sweep, you can become a Patreon. The link is in the description of the video, patreon.com/PIMPNITE, tier 2 and above. So today we've got two battles, and boy, these battles were pretty interesting. This is a very interesting team to use too, because there's a lot of, as you've seen, there's a lot of baby Pokemon. I would have loved to use Deoxys, but unfortunately Deoxys isn't in the game, as well as like Weedle and stuff like that. So we got a Combi lead here, and Combi, I mean, what's going to happen with Combi? I actually used a Combi yesterday, so it's actually nice to see another one so quickly. So this is a Choice Specs Magic up here with Hydro Miss, Bounce, Flail, and Splash, right? So go for Hydro Miss on the first turn. This is max speed and max special attack evens. So the Combi outspeeds me, and it's going to go for a sweet set there. So I'm guessing they're trying to drop my evasiveness and probably land an attack because they've got the hustle ability. I did a similar thing yesterday. So go for the Hydro Miss there on the Combi. Combi gets dropped in one shot on the PIMPNITE channel, people. And we get the early lead there on the Combi. So next Pokemon to come in is the Marsh Stomp. So also, I think my opponent is running a theme team too. See if you can guess what that is. Now, my best bet is to go for another Hydro Pump here. And Marsh Stomp, interesting enough, is going to outspeed me. So I was like, okay, that's kind of interesting. Maybe it's choice. So go for a Hydro Pump there again, and it lands. Like, the Hydro Pump is coming out of Magikarp's tail, I think. And Hydro Pump does about half health. So that's some pretty good damage right there. Do I just sack off the Magikarp now, or do I swap something else in? I think Magikarp did a pretty good job there, right? Also, the ability was Swift Swim too, so say I wanted to outspeed the Pokemon and maybe power up my Hydro Pump a little bit more, I could Dynamax a Magikarp, set the rain up, and spam, like, Hydro Pumps in the rain, which is pretty strong and be really, really speedy. Anyway, Marsh Stomp is going to take my Magikarp out. Magikarp was a valiant effort, people. Like, look how much it did. So we're going to bring in the Igglybuff now. Now, it is to note, a lot of these Pokemon are 20 base special defense too. They're all pretty much around that. This is a Focus Sash counter set, and we've also got a Hyper Voice on here as well. Unfortunately for me, Marsh Stomp is going to be swapping into Bob the Bin, and counter is not going to work, and I revealed it, which really sucks. So I was like, okay, I might leave that for a little bit later on. I don't know what this Trubbish is going to do, right? So I'm going to go into my Whismur. And we won't even talk about that camera angle on Whisper. So here comes a Gunk Shot. Gunk Shot does a lot of damage there to Whisper. And Whisper is actually a max health and max special attack Everlight set. So that was the only reason I actually live it. So we've got Blizzard, Fire Miss, Hyper Miss. Wait, Hyper Voice that doesn't miss. And we've also got Extra Sentry, which can flinch as well. So I went for Extra Sentry here. I was wondering if I could actually outspeed the Trubbish, but it outspeeds me. But Rock Miss is going to miss. Every move's going to be called Miss. So go for Extra Sentry there. And Extra Sentry is a 2-hit KO against the Trubbish, which is really nice. So we kind of need one more miss to actually take this Trubbish out, right? Unfortunately for me, the Rock Blast is going to connect, and Whismur is going to be going down there. But Whismur did pretty good there. He did some solid damage to the Trubbish, right? Now, we're going to be thinking about going back into Igglybuff. Then I was like, no, I'm going to go into Kavana, right? Now, Kavana's got a really cool shiny. I really like it shiny. It's like that light blue, sort of green and yellow work very nicely together. So this is definitely the best Pokemon on my team. Liquidation, Crunch, Destiny Bond, and Bounce there, right? Max speed and max attack, I gave it Adamant Nature. So go for Liquidation there, and I'm going to finish this Trubbish off. I was wondering if it had Aftermath or not, and my question was quickly answered. So that's going to get rid of my... Oh, this had a Sash too, so... that gets rid of my Satch, which is a little bit annoying there. I've got Speed Boost as the ability too, right? Now, if I do get to a stage, if I come across a Pokemon which I know that I definitely can't take out, like this Marsh Stomp here, I think it's going to be a little bit too thick to take out with Liquidation. So I'm thinking about, I might go for Crunch, or I just go for Destiny Bond and get rid of it. I know that I can outspeed it because I got that speed boost up. So in the end, I decide to go for the Destiny Bond and hope that the Marsh Stomp would go for something like Earthquake and take me out, right? So go for Destiny Bond there, hoping that it's going to be going for Earthquake, and it does go for Earthquake. So both of us are going to faint there. Yeah, I could have actually risked going for Crunch there. It well could have taken it out, but just in case, it would have been really bad if I went for Crunch and it lived on 1 health. and, you know, Marsh Stomp was still around, right? So Marsh Stomp is down, and so is my Kavana. Next Pokemon here to swap in is Caterpie. I had to run Caterpie. Man, this is like Caterpie 2 days in a row. You guys are getting spoiled. So we got the Lilligant coming in here. I was like, okay, a little bit of Lilligant, right? So I can go for a Choice Band of Bug Bite here, and that'll do some pretty fire damage. We've also got Tackle, Electro Whip, and don't forget String Shot, people. Max health and max attack out of my nature, right? So go for the Bug Bite here. Lilligant's going to go for Giga Drain. So, like, okay, when you think about it, though, Lilligant, since Hidden Power's out of the game, Lilligant really doesn't have a lot of moves that are, like, even, like, thinking if they're neutral to Caterpie, right? So they're all going to be probably not very effective moves against, like, a Bug-type Pokemon, right? You've got, like, Grass, maybe a weak normal-type move, something like that. The Hidden Power going out of the game affected a lot of Pokemon that were very barren, especially Grass types on the special side, right? So I thought for a bit, if I Dynamax right here, I could live the next hit, and I could take out the Lilligant at the same time, and we could do Dynamax Caterpie, people. There's only one place where you find this content. So I couldn't resist, people. I had to go for the Dynamax Caterpie, and you people are going to get one big golden worm. So this Caterpie would be getting a little bit of extra bulk to live that Giga Drain. The only bad thing is Lilligant would probably get like a lot more health recovery from Giga Drain, but I was certain that I could take the Lilligant out with a powered up Dynamax Bug Bite there, right? So look at that big golden worm there. We got Lilligant, obviously he's going to outspeed me, go for the Giga Drain. I take that a lot better than I did before, obviously, and look at the health it's going to get back from that. So I was hoping I could take this out and, you know, finish this Lilligant right here, right now. Go for the Max Butterfly. It actually looked really cool that Caterpie was going for a Butterfly move. It was sort of going for its evolution move, like the Butterfrees. The Butterfrees are coming out of the Caterpie. So down goes Lilligant there, and in comes Steenie. You don't see Steenie too often. So like, okay, once again, a very barren sort of Pokemon. What will this even do to me? Can it take Caterpie out here? This will be interesting. So locking myself into the, you know, the bug type move again, and we got low sweep, and I can tell you what, that is not going to sweep Caterpie. Like, you need all 5 pieces of Exodia on your side of the field to take this Caterpie out. So we got the Steenie going down in one shot there, and Caterpie is getting a crit too. I don't know if that mattered, if it was like a bulky set. I really don't know, but I'm going to probably assume that it was a bulky set, right? So the last Pokemon here is the Snorlax. Now, remember they haven't actually Dynamax or G-Max a Pokemon. I'm thinking, well, Snorlax. Wow, I mean, I could go for Max Strike to drop its speed, but it's very slow anyway. My best move here would probably to get as much damage off with Max Flutterbite as I possibly can, right? So outspeeding the Snorlax there, and I'm going to go for the Max Flutterbite on Snorlax, and it pretty much does very minimal damage. There's about a 5 hit KO, right? Now, Snorlax is going to have its special attack dropped. Unless it's a special set, I don't think it's going to matter. And here comes a Retaliate, which would have taken Caterpie's entire family tree out. So Caterpie's going to be going down there, and I've got a couple more options left here, right? So I thought, well, let's go into my next Pokemon being my Igglybuff. Now, I know this has got counter, right? But is Snorlax going to go for a physical move, or is it going to go for a status move here? What should I do? Or should I just go for Hyper Voice? And now we've got the Dynamax Snorlax, or the G-Max Snorlax. I wasn't really sure, but I was more leaning towards it was going to be a G-Max Snorlax, right? And G-Max Snorlax is like super, super thick. Like, it's super bulky, right? And I need to get some sort of hard hits on it. I did notice too, like, all the lowest special defense stat Pokemon all had, like, you know, that 20 special defense too. And it is to be noted as well, I've done every lowest stat Pokemon team now. So I've done, you know, I've done the lowest attack stat, the lowest defense stat, speed stat, health stat. This was the last one I actually needed to do. I was gonna, and I did. It's funny because I didn't get around it to like this gen, and then this gen had Pokemon that weren't in it, and I waited for a while, see if we get some more of them in, and it just didn't happen. So I thought, well, we're gonna eventually get this one done, right? And we did. So, and I've obviously done the full highest on every single stat as well. So going for Endeavor there on the Snorlax, that was my best bet to do, and it's gonna be going for a Max Darkness, taking out my Igglybuff. But unfortunately, Endeavor doesn't scale like it does on like a normal Pokemon there. But it would have been great if it did. Okay, so we got the Snorlax down to a little bit of health there. We're going to go to Stone Journals. Nice to use at least a one fully evolved Pokemon here. Right? So we got Mega Kick, Stone Miss, Rock Polish, and Super Power. Now, I was a little bit worried about using Super Power in case Snorlax did live. And I can tell you what, there was a pretty good chance of that, right? So I had to run Mega Kick on Stone Journal, right? Because imagine kicking someone with those big, thick legs. Like, look how thick they are. And then Snorlax, right? It gets a Custap Berry I know they said like a custom barrier activation, and we got the custom barrier activation there on the Stonjourner, and it does pretty minimal damage to it. Now, the thing about the max darkness there, right, is it's going to drop my special defense, and my special defense is already like 0 anyway, so I'm hoping the Snorlax doesn't have any special attacks or anything like that, you know, like, I was really, really worried about that. So go for a Mega Kick, look at those thick legs, and Snorlax is going to get hit by a big foot. Does it even have feet? I don't know, but it took Snorlax out anyway. And that, my friends, is the first battle. Hope you enjoyed that one. A really cool team there as well. Okay, so going for battle number 2 here. Once again, this was a very hard team to run because there's all these baby Pokemon, and this was a pretty scary team too. This is a battle against Malzbur, and we've got a Greedent lead here. So this Greedent's quite thick too, so I had to make sure I could take this out before it used something like, you know, Stuffed Cheeks, which I was a little bit worried about. So go for Hydro Miss there, and Hydro Miss is going to miss. Now we got the Stuffed Cheeks right off the rip there from the Greedent, and I'm like, man, how am I going to take this thing out? So it's going to get a sharp defense rise and a special defense rise there. So I'm like, okay, what can I even do to this thing? So go for the Hydro Miss there on the Greedent, and it does very, very underwhelming damage. Obviously, it's coming from a Magic Up. And now Greedent's going to go for a Thief there, and it steals my Choice Specs. Choice Specs Greedent only on PIMPNITE channel. So now we're going to go for the Hydro Miss there once again on the Greedent, and it does obviously underwhelming damage again. Now the Greedent, right, is going to fling back the item that it stole against me, and do 2 damage from a Magic Up. So now it can keep thieving items. So I need to make sure I take this thing out. So go for another Hydro Pump. I mean, I'm not going to call a Hydro Miss anymore. I've landed 3 in a row. And here comes another Thief. It's like, okay, maybe they only have Thief as their attacking move. Like, we'll see. So now we're going to go for a bounce here. I thought, well, let's see if I can get a paralysis on the Greedent, and then I might be able to take it out. So Greedent's going to be going for another Thief here. Thief Greedent only on PIMPNITE channel. And we're going to miss with bounce, which really, really sucks. And here comes another Thief. So I thought, well, let's go for a Flail here and see how much that does. I think it did like 2 health there to Greedent, and I'm going to be taken out by the Thief there, unfortunately. But Magic Up did its best it could do there. That Stuffed Cheeks really stuffed me up. So I got my next Pokemon here, which is my Stonjourner. Now, I needed a really big damage move here. I went for the Superpower, and it did nothing. This Pokemon is so bulky right now. I was a little bit worried because I was just doing no damage to this thing at all. So now Greedent is going to go for a Thief here, and it's going to steal my Weakness Policy, which sucks. I forgot to say what Pokemon I was using. I was using the EVs on the Stonjourner, max speed and max attack there with a Weakness Policy and Rock Polish. So now we got a Fling there. Fling doing some nice damage. It actually crits me with the Weakness Policy. You know what? I feel like Weakness Policy should activate if you fling it at the opponent. That'd be kind of mean, though. So Greedent is going to go down to a critical hit, and that's good. I'm so glad that thing is gone. It was like super, super annoying. Now, the next Pokemon we got is a Copperrigus there. So I was like, oh, sorry, Runerigus. Sorry, I'm getting them mixed up. So I got to swap my Stonjourner out here, and I'm going to go into my Caterpie. So, well, Caterpie is probably the most, I don't know, it's on this team, right? It's probably the most useless Pokemon because it can't do a lot of damage. So Runerigus is going to go for a Fake Tears. So I'm like, is it going to be like a special set or something like that? So we're going to go for Bug Bite there, and we're going to do 3 damage. Now, Wandering Spirit is going to kick in, and I'm going to get Wandering Spirit, and, you know, they're going to get the Shield Dust, right? So Runerigus is going to have Rocky Helmet as its item too, and it's going to be setting up that Trick Room. So like, okay, well, that's kind of annoying because Runerigus is going to be like really, really fast now. Now, Runerigus is going to go for another Fake Tears. So like, okay, that's kind of interesting. It must be like a really, really weak special move or something. And now Caterpie is going to go for another Bug Bite there. Since I've got Choice Band, I can't really do too much else. So at this stage, right, Rocky Helmet's doing more than Bug Bite is to the Runerigus. So then the Runerigus swaps out, and then Slow Queen comes in there. Almost called it Slow King. So we got the Bug Bite here, and Bug Bite, it does pretty good damage there. I'm not actually even salty about that at all. So we got some leftovers recovery there, and I know that Caterpie is definitely on borrowed time here, but we're going to get hit by an Attrax. I'm like, what is this set going to be? Like, it's infatuating the little golden worm, right? Now, I was hoping I could maybe get another Bug Bite off here against the Slowking, but that is not going to happen. So Slowking's got almost all of its health back thanks to leftovers, and now it's going to go for a Eerie Spell here, and I'm definitely going to be going down there. Like, look, all those Fake Tears before and coming off its special attack too. Caterpie are definitely, like, I think that would have taken 6 Caterpie out at once, right? So Slowking is going to be quite a bulky Pokemon, and it's going to be hitting pretty hard too. Now, the Trick Room has worn off. I'm going to swap in my Wisdom here, so hoping I could do some kind of decent damage, or well, not decent damage, but try and maybe freeze axe it with like Blizzard or something like that. I was really, really desperate right now because my team was sort of like, it was getting destroyed. Like, these Pokemon were really, really bulky. So Slowking, obviously hoping that I can like freeze it, maybe just one freeze axe, and it does pretty good damage there with the Blizzard. So Slowking is going to be going for the Attract once again on my Whismur. So I was thinking, what other moves does this actually have, right? Does it have a Poison type move, or does it just have Eerie Spell? What's it going to have, right? And then I'm starting to think, right, if they do go for that, like a Psychic move there, I could actually go into my Kavana, right? And then I could actually get a free speed boost up, and I might be able to take this out with Crunch, right? So, unfortunately, it's going to be going for a Sludge Bomb here, and Kavana gets hit really, really hard there, living on my Focus Sash. And the bad thing, right, is I got Poison on 1 health, so I'm going to go down, and Kavana couldn't do anything there at all. I'm so salty about that. Poor Kavana. Now, Slowqueen, we've got to take this Slowking out like ASAP, people, because it is absolutely decimating my team. So I've got only a couple more Pokemon left here. Now we're going to go back into Stonjourner. Like, this is probably one of the best Pokemon I've got on my team, right? So I've got Stone Edge is my only option here. I could go for Mega Kick, but Stone Mist is going to do more. So go for the Stone Mist there. It is going to connect on the Slowking, and it does big damage there. I need one more of them to hit. Now they're going to go for Nasty Plot. They're boosting their special attack. If Stonjourner gets hit by one special move, it goes down. It's got such a bad special defense that, on the contrary, its defense is really, really, it's super nice on the defensive side, right? So I cannot miss. If I miss here, it's pretty much going to be game right here, unless I can come up with some magical, I don't know, magical crazy strategy with my last 2 Pokemon, right? So Stone Edge was my only option. I could go for the Dynamax to ensure that, but I still got, when you look at it, I've still got 4 more Pokemon left, so I don't want to use it like right away. So go for the Stone Mist there, and it does connect on the Slowking, and Slowqueen is going to be going down there, which is really good. So we've taken 2 Pokemon out. It took ages to do that. Now, the next Pokemon here we got is the Graplock. So I was like, okay, Graplock. With Graplock, it's kind of bulky too, and Stone Edge is not very effective. My best bet is to go for a Mega Kick, but then I was like, well, that's not going to be doing too much at all, so maybe I should go for a Dynamax, tank whatever physical moves it is, hoping it's a physical set, right? If it's a special one, I might shoot Creek without a paddle, pretty much. So I could go for a Dynamax Max Knuckle, then maybe go for just a stab Max Rockfall afterwards and hope for as much damage as possible, right? So go for the Dynamax Stonjourner, and we got that nice heavy wall, people. So really, very thick, heavy Pokemon. This is my second favorite Pokemon in Gen 7 too. I think I've told you people that one before. So big old Stone Edge there. I love its design too. Like, it's sort of like, it's got those like little crosses on its legs, but one of the crosses is sort of like, it's uneven, which is, I don't know, it's not a symmetrical design, which is kind of cool. So go for that Max Knuckle there, and I get a nice chunk of damage and rising my defense, my attack by 1 stage there. Not why I said defense, well, I must be getting my stats mixed up. So here comes the Octolock from Graplock there. That's actually going to trap me in, and it's going to drop my defense, and it's going to drop my special defense. So if I get hit by a special move, I am gone, right? So all I can do here is either go for a Max Strike, or I could go for a Max Rockfall there. Max Rockfall will still do a lot of damage because it's stab, and I've got a +1. I don't think Max Knuckle will take it out, so I choose to go for stab here, and hopefully I can take it out. So here comes a Sucker Punch there. Sucker Punch doesn't do too much damage to me at all. They've actually got the Life Orb there, which is going to help me out too, because that's going to actually do a little bit of damage to them, right? So go for that Max Rockfall there on the Graplock, and it takes it out. I was like, that's really, really good. Now I've got 1 more turn left in my Dynamax, and I can do some nice damage. Plus I've got the Sandstorm up too, which is going to be very beneficial for the Stone Edge Pokemon. So now we got, this is the Runerigus. So I was thinking, okay, my best move here, once again, is to go for, well, actually my only move, because I can't use Max Knuckle, I can't use Max Strike, and the only thing I can do is Max Rockfall. So got to go for Max Rockfall, right, and do as much damage to that as possible. I was really scared about this Pokemon because, right, there wasn't a lot of my, like when you look at my team, Caterpie can't do much, Magikarp's gone, Kavana's gone. What am I going to be able to do to this Runerigus? So I did about half of its health there, which was good, but not good enough because it's going to be able to take me out with the Earthquake. So that really, really sucks. All I've got left now to take this out is probably my Whismur. And to tell you what, people, when you're relying on a Blizzard Whismur, you are down to your you're scraping the bottom of the battle, right, with your bare hands. So we're going to go for Blizzard here. It's my best option. Fire Mist is not going to take it out. Extra Sentry, I might get a flinch, I might not. So I just got to go for the risk here, and Blizzard is going to land, thankfully, and Blizzard actually hits pretty hard and takes it down, so that was absolutely awesome. We are hanging on and clawing our way back into this battle, taking the 4 Pokemon down there. Now, getting some Sandstorm damage doesn't really matter because I've got like an Everlight set. Next Pokemon we got is the Zappy-chan, which is the Pinschercher. So, although when you look at all these Pokemon, all of them are really bulky, and my team really struggled doing damage in general, right? Like, outside of, well, even Kavana and Stone Journey didn't really do lots of damage. So we got the Electric Seed there on the Electric Train and the Pinschercher. So I'm like, okay, what can I do? Should I go for Extra Sensory for a Flinch? Should I go for Blizzard for a Freeze Axe? I don't have an abundance of options here, right? So go for Blizzard, and it's going to miss, which really sucks. And now we got a Rising Voltage. Yes, something is rising. Someone in the comment section the other day was like, man, someone used Rising Voltage, and you didn't make the something else was rising joke. I just made it then just for you. Okay, so we're going to get some Sandstorm damage there on the Pinschercher. All I've got left is one more Pokemon, and that is my Igglybuff. So I'm thinking, what should I do here? So they're going to go for the Sucker Punch there. Sucker Punch does over half health. It's not very effective. I'm hoping that Counter will actually take this out, and it does. So Pinschercher gets dropped there by the counter. I'm actually kind of, I'm thankful I didn't go for Endeavor there because I almost did. I thought they may go for like Zing Zap. Now, the last Pokemon we got here is the Malamar. Now, they haven't Dynamaxed their Pokemon yet, and here we go, people. Their last Pokemon is going to be Dynamax Malamar. Now, the problem about this is I actually went for Protect here because I wanted to see what move Malamar would actually do, and then the problem is now their move is going to go for my Protect, but will it take me out? I don't know. And then I might be able to go for Endeavor afterwards. So those are the sort of things I was thinking about at the moment. Things were very, very desperate right now. So Igglybuff is going to go for Protect here, and I was wondering if this is a special move. I think it might be able to take me out through the Protect because it's like super, super little. And now we got the Max Knuckle here, so I'm thinking it's probably coming off just the usual Contrary Superpower set, right? So we got the we got a defense, an attack drop there due to Contrary Max Knuckle Contrary people only on PIMPNITE's channel, and that is going to take me out with the Max Milestone. But that was a pretty close battle. When you look at what Pokemon they had there, man, like I hung on all battle there. Crazy battles anyway. I really hope you enjoyed the very, very last lowest special, lowest stats theme for the Pokemon. I think that's all of them now. Peace out, people. Have a great day or night.